Tom, how would you describe today's win by Collingwood?
Well, heart-stopping for a start. You know, I think that everybody would come away pretty satisfied, except, you know, most disappointment to Fitzroy. They fought the game out very well. When we were 6 goals in front, it looked probably forlorn, but they, you know, gathered their resources and came back at us hard. And to go 2 goals in front in the last quarter, all I can say is our players, you know, I was terribly pleased the fact that they just kept on fighting and didn't give up.
Since you joined Collingwood as coach, they've certainly given you a lot of heartaches, haven't they?
Oh, yes, but a lot of pleasures as well. We've won a lot of good finals, Peter. I think people forget that. I know we haven't won grand finals so far, but each year we've won really hard-fought finals. There's been a lot of close games if you look over the last 5 years, you know, that I've been connected with Collingwood. So I think the fighting spirit's there. All we want now is a little bit of luck.
What about 2 important factors from today's game, the injuries to Peter Moore and Andrew Smith?
Well, Andrew will be out for the rest of the year. He's got a dislocated collarbone. Peter Moore, well, the doctor thinks he'll miss next week and gives him some chance for the following week. That's the way, you know, he said he'd probably miss with a hamstring or something like that. But disappointment to lose him, particularly where I felt that he was a vocal point, you know, of most of our attacks. He maybe wasn't kicking the goals, but I am certain that he created goals for other players down there.
In a game of 2 halves, Collingwood the first half, Fitzroy the second, the man in the first half who suppressed Fitzroy was David Toomey on Bernie Quinlan. A big job.
Yes, and I thought he did it pretty well. Unfortunately, I thought Bernie Quinlan got away in the second half. And, you know, it's a pretty difficult job because I think Bernie Quinlan's one of the best players playing league football. Yeah. And we've given the job of minding him to a 19-year-old boy who's played probably a dozen league games, 20 league games or something like that. So he's had a pretty big task, and I thought he's carried it out pretty well.
And how are you going to cover those losses for next Saturday's preliminary final? Will Stewart be back?
Oh, well, I think there's a possibility. You know, I'm not quite certain on that, but, you know, he's getting stronger all the time, so maybe next week he should be okay. But I'm not quite certain. But I thought the boy who rucked all day today, Stuart Atkin, did a marvellous job. I thought he was one of our, you know, best players, and particularly when it was really tight near the end. You know, a couple of good punches away from the centre. So you just don't know, and, you know, hopefully something will come up.
The feeling around the rooms here is that Collingwood wants another crack at Geelong. Are you confident the Magpies can beat Geelong?
Oh, well, you know, I think that we got a good chance. We've played them 3 times, and I don't think we've been disgraced, even in our defeat last week. I think we'd learned a lot from our last match. You know, we just felt that, you know, Geelong did play very well, and we had no counter to the big fella up in the goals and the big boy getting the ball out the centre. Yeah. Hopefully, you know, we can learn from that, and, you know, I'm reasonably confident.
And the Magpies still hanging in there.